Right, so today's video is a bit of a weird one for me because the person we are talking about today is someone that I'd seen like over a year ago at this point on a TikTok video. And I never really saw them pop up on my TikTok after that, so I was unaware of what was going on. But it turns out within that year, there have been a lot of lies from the specific person that have been exposed. And they are disgusting lies, by the way, the type of stuff that you wouldn't expect anyone to lie about, but lo and behold, this person did. But to add some context, today we are talking about this person, Colter Thomas, and as you can see, I'm showing their YouTube channel that they haven't uploaded to for 7 years, and the reason behind that is because their TikTok account is completely gone at this point. But the YouTube channel is a good place to start, because what you need to know about Colter Thomas is that he was an aspiring musician whose music just wasn't getting out there, right? He wasn't getting the recognition that he thought he deserved. I mean, we can see by his channel that he was uploading covers 7 years ago. We got one here, Colter Thomas, Let It Be.
Now today I don't have anything. I'm wishing I could just let it be. Yesterday you were my everything.
Well, it seems like Colter didn't have much faith in his music abilities that we just witnessed, because he then went on to spread some of the most disgusting lies he possibly could to try and get the fame that he was originally trying to get from the singing. It was when he uploaded a video claiming that he actually spent 19 years in prison for murdering the person who R-worded his sister. And after I've said that, you can probably put the piece together and realize where the lies are going to come into, can't you? And this is the video that I remember seeing over a year ago at this point. He was getting a crazy amount of support, it went mad viral on TikTok, and he was basically just telling his story.
My name's Colter Thomas. I spent 19 and a half years of my life incarcerated for killing the person who raped my sister.
And like I also mentioned beginning of the video, it wasn't until this week I saw a Ray William Johnson video, the guy who used to do like Equals Free, talking about this, and it wasn't until then that I realized that this whole story was just made up. But before we get to the point of his lies being exposed, because this is a situation that spread across all of last year, in fact the most recent update we're going to have at the end of this video is literally from less than a month ago, I think actually like 2 weeks ago. But one key bit of information that you need to know is that with this newfound fame, Colter was using it to make money. He was making videos claiming that he was broke, he has bills to pay for, and that he was asking people to donate money.
I really wanted to pay my phone bill so that I could be mobile. I'm short on my phone bill by about $26.
And this is just one of many clips of him asking for money. Like I said, his account's gone, so it's hard to find him now. I can literally just use the re-uploads. But he was asking people to donate, and people of course did donate, just trying to help him out and support him. And obviously they'd heard his story, which is a massive reason, is the biggest reason why they wanted to help him. But that wasn't until a TikToker called Danish actually made a video exposing all of his lies.
It was a robbery charge, and I brought that up to you in your live. I said your full name, and I said that it was a robbery charge. And you went ahead and confirmed that name for me, so now I know that everything I found is correct. Go ahead.
My name's Colter James Thomas, and the crime officially was battery with intent to commit a serious felony, and I got bound over to adult.
Okay, so first of all, that's him trying to explain why there's no murder charge on his records. He's trying to make excuses throughout this. He then goes on to admit later on that he did just lie about it all. But secondly, if you are going to lie about something this serious, why would you tell people your full real name as if they can't just go and search to see if what you're saying is true? And honestly, we have seen some desperate people who are just desperate for fame throughout like the years of doing this thing, right? Making videos. We've seen people who do horrible stuff for fame, for views, for clout, whatever you want to call it. But making up a story this serious, especially something that involves your family member, like, it's genuinely grim on every single level.
So your charge just magically became robbery? It's funny is in the live you tried to hide behind the fact that because it happened when you were a juvenile, that we just wouldn't have access to those court records. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Sure we do.
Yeah, so as you can see, he was responding to Colter's claim that he was a juvenile when it happened, hence why he can't see the records. But Danish says that he can see the records. He goes through stuff that happened when he was a juvenile, and it's like tobacco possession of a minor, right? Completely unrelated to what he's claiming to have been charged for. There were some other charges, like here we have a misdemeanor for theft and whatnot, but again, completely different to what he claimed. And at this point, it's not only the fact that he decided to make up this story to try and get views on TikTok, that in itself is grim, but it was also the fact that he was using his story to get money of people, right? Donations for people who were like touched by his story, a story that wasn't true. And in fact, we can look through some of the comments that were left on Danish's video when he did expose this of people who did send him like stupid amount of money. We got one here saying, fuck, I sent him $100 months back and thanked him for his service, checked his page and it's gone. What the fuck, I sent him $20 because I thought he was real, I felt bad about his sister. I cannot believe this, be mutuals with Colt for like 3 years, donated over $500 altogether, ain't no way. And there's countless other ones. This is literally a video uploaded by Danish, just showing comments and DMs and whatnot of people sending hundreds of dollars. He's made thousands in total. Like, It's ridiculous. And which, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is very illegal to do so. Not only lying about your charge, but then to use that to get people to donate, pretty sure that's illegal. But even after his lies were exposed, he really tried his best to get people to believe this. He even went as far to make fake accounts to comment on Danish's videos, trying to defend himself.
Hello, Devon. You're in the comments fighting for your life for Colter Thomas, and you're trying to say that any Thomas murder is definitely Colter Thomas. Interesting. A video that you have posted shows the name of a street here, Adele Avenue. Assuming this is your account, I'm just going to look up Idaho, Adele Avenue, and I wonder if Adele Avenue is in the city you live in. Oh, what do you know? Idaho Falls, where you live. I'm willing to bet this is you. Because remember, Devon was one of your aliases, you fucking scammer. Would you stop it already?
Yeah, so he used a fake account that was in the same name as one of his aliases that he's admitted, so not exactly the brightest person in the world, right? But it wasn't just Colter that was trying to defend himself. Obviously, he's grew this fan base now. People probably just wanted to believe him because they would probably expect no one to make up a story like that. And the one thing people kept bringing up to try and defend him on this was that they searched his name and there was articles talking about the case and the situation. The only problem being is that these articles were just completely fake.
Those news articles about him are fake. They're generated by bots and they're fake. You've never even heard of these sources before. But anyway, Colter Thomas is a former politician in New Brunswick, Canada. And he was found guilty of murdering this Carl Doty, who allegedly raped his sister and sentenced to life. Okay, so the Canadian politician part didn't throw you off? Because you could look that up, and a Thomas Colter was a Canadian politician in New Brunswick, Canada, but he was born in 1850.
Yeah, probably not the same guy. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, these like bot articles aren't uncommon, right? I know a lot of people who are like do TikTok and are influencers and whatnot actually pay for these bot articles to be posted because it helps them get like verified on social media. It's very sad. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more clear that this was a complete lie, Colter's own sister went on Danish's live stream and admitted that it was all a lie.
First of all, I guess like that whole story is not true at all. No one died. He never beat anybody up. Have I been raped in my life? Yes. Was he ever there? No.
Which, by the way, makes this even worse because, as you just said, she did go through an experience like that, but Colter wasn't involved in the slightest, which means he used a real situation, if he knew about it, as a way to make him look like the hero, which is even more disgusting. Obviously, she says that he wasn't there, so maybe he just didn't know about it, and he just made up this story in itself. But I mean, either way, it's disgusting, right? But like I mentioned before, this is stuff that happened throughout the year. In fact, Colter actually disappeared from social media fairly early on from last year, and just recently, within the last couple of weeks, he's decided to come back.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be offensive. I don't think it would be very healthy for me to remain here, though, because whatever the room costs, the most I've ever seen charged for an animal or for a pet, and a pet, not a service animal. Every single time there's no charge for that. By law, there's not supposed to be a charge for that. He said $20. Chris Taylor Brown, that didn't happen. I made up that story because I was being bullied for talking about being abused. I wanted to look like a hero, so I made up a story that I unalived the person who abused me and my sister.
So yeah, as you're just seeing, he's admitted that he's made this all up. He said he wanted to look like the hero and whatnot. It still seems like from this live stream that he's asking for money still, so he's kind of came back and he's doing the similar stuff. I just don't get it, right? Like, after something like that, it's probably best to just stay away from social media.
I was right. Most importantly, Colter Thomas just admitted to a federal crime. Colter, you committed charity fraud.
Yeah, so as Danish just said there, he's admitted to a crime. He's admitted to charity fraud, which, I mean, I don't know the legalities of it, but it does seem like it to me. And yeah, as I said before, this has just happened in the last couple of weeks. He thinks he can obviously come back into social media and try and get money off people again. I don't get the thought process at all. I don't know why anyone would send him money at this point, but apparently people are. He even said in this live stream, just before he mentioned that it wasn't true, that someone did just send him $20. So people are still sending him money. And unfortunately, this just isn't uncommon on TikTok at this point, right? We We've spoke about multiple people who have lied about having cancer on TikTok. Just complete lies, just made it up. One of which actually got charged for it. We made a video about that, right? And now we have Colter lying about such a serious situation. It just seems like there is no limit to the lies that we will see on TikTok. It's so common at this point. But yeah, either way, I'm going to leave the video there. I would love to know your thoughts on everything that we spoke about in today's video. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.